Is there a treasure trove of secret information and evidence that Smartmatic can use in its defamation case for over $500 million against Rupert Murdoch and Fox News, buried in the hills of Reno, Nevada? Popok, have you gone mad? No. There's a case in Reno, Nevada involving Rupert Murdoch and his children and a trust, and Smartmatic has filed a motion to try to get their hands on the deposition testimony and sworn testimony of Lachlan Murdoch and Rupert Murdoch to help them in their defamation case against the Murdoch family and Fox News in New York for over $500 million. I'm Michael Popok. This is Legal AF, the YouTube channel. Take a moment. I'll be here when you get back. Hit that subscribe button. Come right back and let's do this reporting. Let me put two stories together. One you might have forgotten about and one I just reported on about a week or so ago. The one you might have forgotten about is there were two voting system companies, one software, one hardware, that sued Fox and others like Sidney Powell and Mike Lindell for substantial hundreds of millions of dollars in damages because they were defamed by on-air Fox News personalities after the 2020 election, claiming that there was a grand conspiracy involving a Venezuelan businessman, Dominion voting systems, and Smartmatic software to flip votes from Trump to Biden, pushed by Sidney Powell, the Rudy Giuliani, and others. They gave these people, these cretins, airtime. And they were on shows like Lou Dobbs, no longer with Fox News, and Tucker Carlson, no longer with Fox News, and Maria Bartiromo, still there, and others, and Pirro and the rest. And for every one of them and all the emails and discovery that came out of the Dominion voting systems case down in Delaware, that's what you may remember, that led to a $787 million settlement. Now, Smartmatic, which was equally defamed, doxxed, attacked, and defamed and libeled by Fox and its on-air personalities, they have their own suit that they filed in New York State court. That's been kind of moving very, very slow at a snail's pace, but I've been following it. And now they've reached the part of discovery. Now, they've already settled with One America, another MAGA nation, a news channel organization, and they still have a case against Lindell and Powell, but the heart of their case is against Fox News. And then the lawyers, very smartly for Smartmatic, heard about this little reported case in Reno, Nevada. Why Reno, Nevada? Because that's where Rupert Murdoch put his trust, in Nevada. And apparently all of the stock for Fox is in that trust. And originally, when he formed it, he loved all four of his children equally. Isn't that a lovely story? Rupert Murdoch loved all four of his children equally. See, he couldn't pick a favorite. And so at that time, he set up the trust, 25% apiece for the four children. James, who was at one time the heir apparent until he became too democratic. Lachlan, who got Rupert Murdoch in a lot of trouble at some point in his career, and the two sisters. But at some point after the show Succession aired on HBO, I'm not making this last part up, and after the last season where spoiler alert, it was over a year ago, the patriarch who represents the Rupert Murdoch character dies, setting off the succession fight in the last season. That freaked out the family, apparently. They said, well, Dad's like 90-something. We should do something about it. And Rupert Murdoch, apparently, worried about the crown jewels of the Fox News and it being turned over to James and his sisters, who are more moderate and liberal. I mean, James donated over $100 million to Democratic causes, including those for Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. So Rupert Murdoch decided he didn't love all of his children equally. And he wanted to make Lachlan have control over all of the assets, more importantly, over a point of view or editorial position of Fox News. Keep it MAGA, keep it real for them, and make money over the objection of James and the two children. When they found out about it, they ran to the court and what they call a commissioner who was responsible for the probate court in Reno, Nevada, and they filed their objections. They had a big hearing over it, and that judge, that commissioner, in a 90-page ruling, found the following facts against Rupert Murdoch and Lachlan: that their actions were in bad faith, that it was a charade, that it was a sham, and all of that. Now, that plays into the hands, back to Smartmatic, of the lawyers on the Smartmatic side, because they've been trying to prove that Rupert Murdoch knew about the false statements being made against their clients. Fox News certainly did, promoted it, that they're a bunch of lying, cheating scoundrels. So what a better way to prove that than to get some court files and some deposition testimony from a case in which they were found to be lying, cheating scoundrels. I mean, that's sort of where we're going. So the lawyers for Smartmatic, on behalf of Smartmatic, have filed a little reported on motion to intervene in the probate case in Reno, Nevada, to get from it the notes from the judge, the hearing testimony, the deposition testimony of Lachlan and Rupert, and maybe the children too, to help them in their defamation case, to show how depraved this organization is, because they want to get to the bottom of, well, what was discussed about keeping Fox and keeping Fox ultra MAGA right. Was anything about the 2020 period when we were being horribly, as a company, being horribly defamed and almost put out of business? I can see the relevancy of it. Of course, now they got to convince a Reno, Nevada judge about that relevancy. But I thought, we got we did a lot of hot takes, and I did a lot of coverage about the Rupert Murdoch case because I found it fascinating that Succession launched their own soul searching about how to basically Rupert and Lachlan screw the rest of their family and their brothers and sisters and sons and daughters. But the real interesting thing is how the byproduct of this is going to pay dividends for a case like Smartmatic, which I'd almost forgotten about. Now, back when Dominion settled for $787 million, I believe they were the hardware company. Smartmatic was the software company of Sidney Powell's fevered imaginations of a Venezuelan conspiracy. When that settlement came out for $780 million plus, the lawyers for Smartmatic came out and said, that's our floor. We're never going to settle for less than that. Now, Fox News, having basically settled out in Delaware, because that's where that case was pending, and the world having now seen all of the emails, and Smartmatic's lawyers having seen all of the emails and all the correspondence among Tucker Carlson and Pirro and producers and the president of the channel of Fox News and Lou Dobbs and all of that. That's all public record. It's all can be used by Smartmatic in their case in New York. I don't know how they haven't settled that case. I said at the time, it's professional malpractice for them not to settle that case. I mean, the general counsel got fired for Fox News because of his role in all of this, because of his underestimating the devastating reputational impact of the Dominion case. And same thing at Smartmatic. And now Smartmatic is reminding the world, and more importantly, Fox News and its insurers, that they still exist and that they're going to go after documents that are secretly buried in the hills of Reno, Nevada, about Rupert Murdoch's sworn testimony, about being a dirty, rotten scoundrel and trying to screw his own kids. We'll see if the judge allows them to have it. If they're not, we'll probably get some sort of subpoena out of it and all. But at the end of the day, we're going to end up with a ruling. And I'm going to report on it right here on Legal AF, the YouTube channel. You're here already. Take a moment and free subscribe. Couple of announcements. You're going to be seeing a lot of me. I'm already full-time Midas Touch Legal AF starting in January. I've got a new show, Popok Live, Tuesday nights at 8 p.m., which you can only pick up on the Midas Touch channel on YouTube, and then Legal AF Wednesdays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, podcast platforms of your choice, and over here on Legal AF, the YouTube channel that I curate in collaboration with the Midas Touch Network. Now, more than ever, we need your help as independent media. Take a moment, hit the subscribe button. That's it. We're people-powered. We're Legal AFers and Midas Mighty-powered. We don't have outside investors. It's just the three of us. So until my next reporting, I'm Michael Popok. In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories, the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.